What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving back into the exciting world of electric skateboarding with a brand new product from Evolve Skateboards. So let's jump right back in. So this board kind of came out of nowhere, brand new concept for 2023 for Evolve Skateboards. It seems to be in a brand new direction they've never done before. So I'll get ourselves straight to the video and let's learn more about this new exciting board. Right, to make this video a little bit more interesting, what I've decided to do is I did a live stream a couple days ago asking community what they would want to see for a brand new board. So what I thought I would do is do a on-screen bingo. So we've got things that people want to see on the board. So the middle will be a free space, and then we're looking for things like higher voltage, barrel options, optional gear drive, potentially a 14S 5P. Directly powered headlights / brake lights, light controlled by the remote, so if you click the remote you can turn lights on or off, street wheel compatible, and under $2,700. So if we hit one of those, we'll put an X on the screen and see if we can get a bingo anyway along the board, and has all the features that we want to see on a brand new board. So let's load this video up and see if we can hit bingo and hits what the community wants to see.
The story of the Renegade started way back in 2017.
Nice name. Not the grip side. That's cool.
Evolve has always been about the endless carve. We've always loved off-road riding. We love to surf the grass. We love to explore trails, and we knew that we wanted to make a board that was more capable of this kind of riding. So our first iteration was more based off non-electric mountain boards. It seemed promising, but like any first draft, it needed some refining. How much camber and concave should a deck have? How long should it be?
Nice wings on that deck.
What's the right amount of flex?
It'd be interesting how tall this is actually, to be fair.
Were answered by us creating deck after deck after deck. We realized the extreme camber found on many normal mountain board decks produce an unnatural stance when riding, and it became pretty uncomfortable.
What defines
it might be okay for like a minute or two
is designed as mountain board though?
When you ride longer distances as you do on normal electric skateboards, it just didn't feel great. This is our first carbon fiber board that has real flex and pop. The reason behind this is because it isn't made the same way as all our previous carbon decks have been made. It's a complete solid piece of carbon fiber that is made up of many layers bound together by epoxy resin. It flexes very similar to a bamboo longboard deck.
How can it be so carbon fiber and
added
flex?
pop like a real snowboard deck.
Bit of both.
This layering process has allowed us to achieve a super thin profile, yet it looks and has the strength of carbon fiber. So we've told you how strong this deck is. What we're going to do now is we're going to run it over with this big ass bad truck. Let's have a look. Firstly, you get a sense of the flex.
Everything at Evolve needs to be run over by Jeff's truck to know.
This is the first time, we haven't done this before.
Old 619 there. Oh.
Yep, a little bit more.
Just noticed the battery's not on the enclosure, so it's just the deck. That's cool. That's cool. Oh god. That's cool.
Bloody awesome. How good is that?
That's cool. Woohoo! Nice. It's quite a timid off-road trail for a mountain boarding.
Obviously,
well, I don't know, it's all angles, never
game
looks as big as it looks.
Is the bindings. Bindings on an electric skateboard gives you the ability to turn harder.
Evolve has always been against bindings,
lift the board from the ground. Whether it's just to aid you navigating through cities, or hopping up and down
means
gutters,
that race fence bindings are coming back in now.
Or you actually want to send it and get some airtime.
To be fair, if you're riding off-road, you need bindings.
So many new opportunities to do that our other boards cannot do.
Yeah, do stuff like that.
The deck has 48 inbuilt mounting points for customizable placement for either regular or goofy riding. The bindings themselves consist of a top binding, where the pad can be levered onto your foot with a ratchet.
Nice.
This allows great control.
F5 bindings.
You can easily slide your foot in and out of the binding.
NBS F5 bindings.
We also have an optional heel strap, which attaches to the binding and creates a full lock-in. This is going to give you the maximum amount of
I'm always
and
full
control.
bindings, but
be warned,
the idea of
it's
one
designed to
foot
keep
slipping
you
out
attached,
is not nice.
so you won't be slipping out if you need to do a quick run off. The Renegade was designed to be used with and without bindings, which is not too
Dude, you
common
can hold
in the
manuals
world of
for days.
We worked on adding flares around the edge of the foot platform, so
The flares
it
are
gives
nice,
riders
yeah.
more control when they're not strapped in.
It seems
The
very
board comes
flat as
standard
a
with
deck, though.
76A bushings, which allows for a flowy carving
Springs,
experience.
though, man.
And we have harder bushings also available for the more extreme
Why
riding,
springs?
where stability takes more priority over the maneuverability. The
never
Renegade,
liked
simply
springs.
put, is our off-road board. We've taken all our other boards on some of the best dirt trails around the world, and it's been a huge amount of fun. We know they are all capable, but we wanted to push this a little bit further.
Very
and see
mild
what is
off-road, but
possible.
yeah.
Stability and control is the name of the game when it comes to off-road riding. We've spoken about the
Take
deck
on
and bindings,
really
but
gnarly
let's talk
off-road
about the
riding.
trucks.
Come on.
Since day one,
There you go,
Evolve
trucks.
have used a double kingpin truck design to replicate the
Yeah,
endless
new
wave,
truck
that
design.
proper surfing experience. For the first time ever, the Renegade has moved into a new lane, using a new spring channel truck design. We call them the Renegade Forged. So what's the difference? Firstly, the wheelbase is much wider than our double kingpin
Are they
supercar
CNC'd?
truck, coming in
They're
at
forged.
15.5 inches, which immediately adds to the stability when riding.
It's
the way
wider.
the channel trucks work
Has to be
is
wider.
they are mounted on an angle to the deck, and they have a single shaft which provides side-to-side movement. In either side of that shaft are springs, which also has a bushing locked inside of it. These springs and bushings are what provide resistance when the board tilts side to side. It's
I've always
crucial
preferred
the
barrels
trucks
on a mountain
can take
board.
a beating out the
Or
field.
shot blocks.
So we used a forging process
I'm surprised
to
they haven't
produce
gone
them,
with shot
ensuring
blocks.
absolute maximum strength. The main difference you'll feel compared to our existing trucks is it requires more pressure to turn, and its maximum turning point is not as deep as the old supercar truck. Softer bushings do allow for easier turning compared to the harder bushings.
Looks like it's got lights built into it as well. Yeah, light at the back. So we can mark that on bingo, one thing. There's lights on it. Got a
What we
man
want
board
to do here
lights.
today is have these different setups to show you what you can expect from your board. So we have the standard Renegade, that's just no bindings and stock bushings. We have a no bindings one over there with the upgraded hard bushings, and we have the standard one here, standard bushings, but it does have the
Upgrade hard
bindings. So
bushings.
firstly, let's compare the two hardnesses of bushings and show you exactly
Can't you
what
just
that
pick
does.
it?
As you can see with the standard soft bushings and no bindings, the board still turns pretty well. This is turning around in quite a tight space relatively to what you're going to be riding in the day-to-day.
very flexible
and it'll get
with
you out in
both,
those
huh?
scenarios. As you can see, when you put the harder
looks
bushings
very
in,
small.
especially without bindings, it does increase the
doesn't
turning
look very
radius
big,
quite
actually.
dramatically. It becomes a
The mate
very
is
stiff
massive, to be
board,
fair. Sorry,
which
mate,
makes
if
it
you're
hard for
watching.
turning, but of course it does have insane stability, so great for off-road riding. The next test we're going to do is put up the two standard Renegades against each other, one with bindings, one without. The thing with bindings is that it gives you complete control of the board. You can lean as far as you want and you're not going to come off the side of it.
Bindings are sick
And that
for boards.
translates into being able to turn ridiculously tight. In some cases, you could say you can turn tighter than a Haitian because of how much lean you're able to get on the product.
Yeah. I could always do tight turns on my mountain boards.
The Renegade uses the electrical genetics of the Haitian series. That being the EFOC motor
Electrical
controller
genetics.
and the 6,000 watt motors, but it's fitted
Same
with
motors.
an upgraded 20 amp hour Samsung 50S battery. It's now our longest range Evolve board.
So different cells.
We are stoked about this board. It's been
Still
a really
Haitian.
long time coming. We can't wait to hear feedback and further develop the Renegade series into the future.
Okay. Okay, right, so that's the Evolve Renegade. Let's look at the website and learn a bit more details about this board. So we know so far that lights are built in. Let's see what else is on our bingo sheet. Right, okay, Renegades, what we're here for. Shop, £2,000. Right, so we can tick that off our tick sheet. So it's under 2,000. 26 miles an hour, top speed, 31 miles range. What's the specs on this thing? Specs. Right. Deck carbon fiber, 95 centimetre wheelbase and deck length 96.5, so it's not that massive. Normally mountain boards are a lot bigger than that. Fords and CNC, right, so that does answer the question that we are having Ford's CNC trucks. They are still Ford, but they're going to be obviously the mountain board truck style now. The tyres are Evolve 175mm, so they're small. Well, they're not tiny, but I didn't think we'd be doing that. I thought we'd see a larger Evolve tyre. That's interesting. Not sure how I feel about that. Motors, same 3000 watt motors, 63, 68 watt hour, so the same as a Hadian. Okay, that's interesting. I thought we'd maybe have a little bit more higher watt hour for mountain board, maybe, just for that dirt trail. Interesting. 50 volt dual motor FOC motor controller. So we've got same motor controller, FOC. It is smooth. There has been issues I've seen with people's motor controllers not being top whack. Mine actually cut out on me once, unfortunately. Ceramic bearings, that's nice. New battery. Okay, so weight 15.7 kilos, so it's quite lightweight. 31 miles range. Off-road ride. I'd like to see Evolve do a proper comparison on range where they do urban, off-road, different terrains. That's cool, because they sometimes do that. So it'd be interesting to see what that real number is. I reckon off-road would be more like 15, maybe 13 miles of proper hard off-road. Top speed is slow though. 26 miles an hour isn't very fast for a mountain board. Suitable terrain, short grass, dirt, gravel, road, path, so it's not actually saying true like hard off-road. Off-road tyres, yes, not recommended on sealed surfaces, slides. Incline, interesting. Right, let's see what else we got here. Right, so we got under $2,700, lights built in, no gear drive, no barrels, no high voltage, no lights remotes. Doesn't seem to be street wheel compatible. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like a street version for the board. Good flex to the deck, which is nice for a mountain board. That's really nice actually. Forged CNC trucks, now that's nice, especially for a mountain board. That's good quality if you've got harder trucks, because you're being more aggressive. It does look like you can whack barrels on it though. That's interesting. That is really interesting actually. We haven't had that before. We've had the 3 mounting points for board. That means you could fit aftermarket gear drives actually. For example, I've just got these come through from Omni eSkate, and that's a 3-pin system. Potentially, full video will be coming out soon for this. So you could potentially whack these on your mountain board. So it doesn't have gear drive, but you could fit something like an Omni gear drive to it. So optional gear drive not supplied by Evolve, but if you reach out to something like Omni gear drive, then you could potentially do that. So you could have gear drive if you want. If you really, really want gear drive, maybe Omni eSkate would be the way to go to fit a gear drive option, because it's the same mountain option. Yes, that's interesting. So it's not like a clamp. That's the interesting thing. Bindings. Now this is one thing that confused me. Bindings, they've always been against bindings for events and banning them, but now they're gonna do it. So does that mean like on open circuits or race events for Evolve, you'll be able to race with trampers, you know, other mountain boards as well. So it'd be interesting to see what they have. Customization, so you customize the lights, so that kind of light's controlled by the remote. Not by the remote, but by an app, so I'm not gonna give that to that. Right, let's talk about my impressions then. Honestly, I don't know about you, but it seems to be a bamboo Hadian on a different deck and trucks. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm split on this one. I really am. I was expecting at least higher voltage, maybe different motors, but it seems to be a lot of use of the Hadian parts. Dash car looks nice. It's cool, but I think this board is for someone more like who wants to do tricking on a mountain board. or wants an electric skateboard they want to use for urban and mild off-road. I'm not certain with the undermounted enclosure, that's the way to go for me. But yeah, it's 2,000 miles. It's cheaper than I thought, but then the electronics are basically the same as a Hadian. So if you're going to do more off-road and you still want an Evolve product, it might be the way to go. A little disappointed that with the remote, well, we'll see if there's a feature to do full reverse, because if you're bindings, you want a 180 the thing, you can't switch it. So going backwards. It's kind of nice. I like it. I'd love to see it on the channel. If you want to see it on the channel, put in the comments below and we can hopefully reach out and do a feature of the Renegade. But it'd be cool to see it in some other like reviewers' hands and see what people think. I did get across a really funny video reaction to the Renegade. So if you want to see a different spiel on the Evolve Renegade, I'll put a link to this video I found on Reddit. It's hilarious, but yeah, it's quite funny. But I wanted to shout this content creator out because I thought it was absolutely funny. But yeah, if you want to get your own Renegade, they are available now. They are shipping really, really soon. I've actually got a discount link with Evolve, so if you want to get yourself one, if you put Tom50 on your order, you get £50 off or $50 off, depending on where you're buying it from. Gives a little bit of kickback to channel, which is nice. So it is an affiliate link, so if you do that, it helps channel out. It doesn't cost you anything and actually saves you money. But yeah, that's the look at the Evolve Renegade. I'd like to see in your comments below, do you like what you see of the Evolve Renegade? Would you get one yourself, or would you look at maybe a different board, like maybe a Onça or Valar or something, for a bit more harder off-road, or a full tramper or something like that? Interesting to see what you guys think. Anyway, that's the first impressions of the Evolve Renegade. I hope you've found this informative. If you have, please drop a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.